Welcome to the Bomba Pod. I'm your host, Martin Bomba, and each week we bring you meaningful conversations with guests who uplift, inspire, and encourage you to become the very best version of yourself. Whether you're chasing a dream, building something new, or just looking for a spark of motivation, you're in the right place. Produced by Dennis Ayotte and proudly supported by Window World and PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. Let's grow together. Let's be inspired. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's Martin Bomba. Welcome back to another edition of the Bomba Pod. Today's guest is a fixture in San Antonio television and actually, I guess, throughout the state with his show Texas Eats. And man, has he hit some great places. We're going to find out so much more about him today. David Elder, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me. This is a cool space.
Thanks, brother.
Can I rent this out? Can I live here?
You know what? It'd probably be pretty comfortable.
It's looking pretty
nice.
Got
to put a cot in over here or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's $1,000 a month in New York.
That's
yeah. Here, you know.
Yeah, this is a big efficiency in New York.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being here, man. And short notice too. David, by the way, he was contacted about this yesterday morning and was gracious enough to come in on very short notice. So thanks for that.
Yeah, you know what? I was like, I go eat something or come over here and chill with some cool people. So I was like, you know what? I was deciding to come chill with some cool people today.
So absolutely not on my list of things to talk to you about today. But when you walked in, I'm like, this dude is thin.
Oh, thank you.
How do you stay thin doing what you do for a living?
You don't, honestly. You have to fight for it every single day. So, when I started doing the 1 hour show, and that was in January of 2020, I had got in shape. I worked out for like 4 months with Orange Theory Fitness. And I was like, I got to get shape because I'm going to have a whole hour to myself on television, it was insane. I was so excited. And so I actually lost about 25 pounds going into this new show. I'm feeling good. And then as I did the show, and then the end of the world happened in March of 2020, and all the gyms closed. And I was like, oh, I guess I don't have to work out anymore. I just get to eat all this food. And so I kept eating. And so from January 2020 to October of 22, I gained 75 pounds.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. So it took me,
wow.
It was a 3-year investment of consumption on that part. And you know what? I love that David. I love that guy. He was a party animal. He liked to drink. He liked to eat. But I had to, I caught myself though.
He had very few limitations.
Yeah, but I caught myself at a good moment because I was able to rein it back in. I was in shape, my whole life. I've played sports my whole life. I've been very active. So to get to that point was not normal for me. And I was obviously just not focusing on the right things. So I had to reprioritize a lot of what I was doing and how I do it. And, if I ever write a book, this is like kind of my mantra that I had was eat to entertain, not to sustain. And that was something that I had to keep telling myself was that I'm not eating right now to sustain myself. I'm eating to entertain. So separating the work from the life and understanding I need to take a bite and walk away.
Exactly.
And so in October of 22 to now, I've lost over 100 pounds and I got back in shape. Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine you 100 pounds heavier. I just can't.
Okay. So hold on. So put a beer in this hand.
Yeah. Right. And a cheeseburger in
and
this
then
hand.
A big old cheeseburger right here. And we're having a good old time. Yeah. We're having a good old time.
I have the same relationship with food that you do.
Yeah. It's hard.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
I've put on some weight since I lost. At one point I was 270 and that was not somebody I liked. I mean, I liked myself on the inside, but on the outside I hated it.
Yeah.
And it was just it was cumbersome. It was hard on my joints. It was not pleasant.
So I'm smiling as you say this because as you say this, I remember I was 315.
Goodness gracious. But you're see, I'm 6'1", you're 6'3"?
6'4", yeah.
6'4", okay, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm 6'4", it's 315. I was big boy in it.
Yeah,
I was big boy in it. And but I loved that, David.
You could have had a wrestling career.
I could have done, yeah. I was actually going to go try out for the Cowboys. I think at that point in time I could have helped them out a little bit, but or even like a lower end team, like, man, I could have made it on the Raiders or something, but I think that I still like, I enjoyed it so much and I love food so much. And getting to reevaluate and reassess and then reestablish my relationship with food after that point and up to today. I still eat whatever I want. I still do whatever I want. Moderation. Moderation
That's
is key.
everything.
In life. Moderation in life.
In everything.
Yeah.
True.
It
And,
is.
and if you can live by that, you live a pretty healthy life.
Yeah.
A fun life, but a healthy life. You
That's
can,
right.
you can have that balance,
There's
right?
a good balance.
Yeah. So what do you think is people's relationship? I know what our relationship with food is. We love it.
Yeah.
But do you think that that's pretty much a common thread that runs through most people, is that food is a common thing that kind of brings us together?
Food is the center point of every great conversation, every great meeting, every great event. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to go do this. We're going to do that. Even sad events, even when we're coming together and we're trying to feel connected
That's
to one
true.
another. Food is history. Food is culture. Food is the best way that we as humans have developed this way to learn about ourselves and our ancestors and all these things. It evolves and it adapts, but at the end of the day, chicken is chicken. I don't know what
Right.
it tasted like 5,000 years ago, but we're still eating chicken.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
we're still handing down these recipes of what we've learned. And it's so cool. Like when you think about it, that like when you go home and you're like cooking something and you're adding salt, pepper, these are things that like, this is a trial and error process. Imagine the first person that was like, maybe I can eat that. I don't know. And like trying that out. So we are at the advantage right now of tens of thousands of, if not hundreds of thousands of years of a trial and error process. Imagine people trying to eat like that plant right there. Let's cut it up.
Yeah,
Let's figure it
let's
out.
try that.
But now we know not to,
Right.
because somebody else did it before us. So it's a really interesting, food is so cool when you look at it beyond just, I'm going to go eat this right now and then go on to the next thing. When you actually think about why we're doing it and how we're doing it, it's involved so much in who we are and what we do, especially on the culture side.
You know, it makes me think of the old adage, that the joke that people talk about whenever they talk about oysters. You know, the first guy that ate an oyster was either really brave or really desperate. One of the two.
Yeah. Like, what did you do? Like, you just crack this thing open. You're like, why
Yeah,
not?
that looks good.
Yeah.
Let's eat. It doesn't even look good. It looks
Right.
terrible.
Right.
But let's try that.
Right. And now we're over here. Oh, like, let me put some watermelon granita on the top of this, a little bit of Tabasco.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Come on.
And now it's a delicacy.
Now, yeah,
And
now-
I love a good plate of oysters.
Oh man, give me a $1 oyster shooter bar anywhere. Like, we're doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm but me, I don't know about you, but I'm an East Coast oyster guy. I don't care.
Oh.
I don't care for Texas oysters. I don't
Okay.
care for Gulf. They're very earthy to me and very just kind of dirty tasting.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You know what? I like me some Blue Points. I like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love,
PEIs,
yeah,
yeah.
I like those. But if you give me a big old monster oyster from the Gulf, you have one, and it's equal to like a whole dozen.
That is true.
You're chewing on this one,
you
though.
can put the other dozen inside the one oyster, and
It becomes an ashtray when you're
Yeah,
done. You know, you're right.
for Rockefeller, it's great.
That's right,
I
that's
love
right.
it for Rockefeller.
Yeah.
And the fried oysters that they have at, I guess it's Silo that has the best fried oysters around.
You know what?
You would know better than I would.
I would say, yeah, there's a lot of people that do some really interesting things with oysters. I love Silo though. I like the 1604, the Silo elevated location.
I love that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good spot.
Yeah, I love that one. The one that's out on 10 isn't bad either. The outdoor part, the bar part of it is kind of cool.
Yeah,
But certainly a lot more traffic noise than you have on. Yeah,
that's why I like that one's tucked in.
it is cool.
It's sexy, you know.
It kind of is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And that's another thing that to me makes a restaurant, when you're going in and you're deciding, hey, am I going to try this restaurant, or somebody's recommended it to you? It's not just the food, is it?
No, so it's so much that goes into what we do. What people see what we do, which with the Elder Eats and the Texas Eats, the social media, the television, everything that we do, we have always maintained a positive perspective on the food culture, and everything around Texas. And I think a lot of people watch this and they go, "Oh, he likes everything." Like, there's no thought process or research that goes into it. Which, you know,
or
what?
they think they think that they pay you to like everything,
Right,
Which
and-
is not true.
No, so 95% of what we do is completely free to the businesses that are being highlighted. And if you think about it, since 2020 with the 1 hour show, we've been to more than 1,000 restaurants in and around San Antonio and Texas.
Wow.
And so 95% of that didn't cost them anything. They were just, we showed up, we did it, we did the research, they agreed, and we did it. The sponsors and the partners that we have, the commercials that run, those are the people that make sure that we can keep the lights on, we keep the team going. And yeah, when a restaurant reaches out and they want to, I call it skipping the line, because just because a restaurant comes and pays doesn't mean they're automatically going to be on the show. We still have to do the research and say, we want to work with you. And so, you know, we have a lineup all the time of all these different restaurants that we want to run at different times all throughout the year. And so we call it skipping the line, because you're not paying to be on the show. You're paying to skip the line, because you would have been on the show eventually. You know, we would have gone to you eventually, but you're saying you want to be on this weekend. Well, then you have to skip the line. You got to pay for that.
It's like a fast pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting a fast pass. It's like Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or okay. Six Flags or whatever you want. But we do a lot of research, and it actually comes down to, we have an aggregate software platform that we utilize that pulls in reviews from multiple review websites. And so we're looking for that sweet spot. We called it the Goldilocks spot, 4.2 out of 5. Something weird happens at 4.1. I don't know what it is, but that 4.1 to 4.2, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And so 4.2 out of 5 for all these different platforms. And then we also, after that, like, because we live in San Antonio, our headquarters are San Antonio, but if we're going to Dallas, we don't live there. Chances are we're going to restaurants for the first time. We've never had the food. So we're doing all the research. We're making sure this is a place we want to go to. We go to the spot. Then there's 4 things. There's 4 like markers that they have to hit to be on TV or social media. And it's food presentation, food quality, right? Which those are huge.
Those are huge.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
But that's not it. You also have to have interview quality. Was it a good interview? If it's a terrible interview, it's not going on TV. It's going to make us look bad, or they're going to look bad. We don't want to do that. So it's not going to make it. And then restaurant presentation. Is it clean? That's a big one. And a wise man once told me, if you want to know how clean the kitchen is, you go in the bathrooms. And so if you go into a bathroom of a restaurant,
pretty true,
and it's pretty dirty, chances are they don't care about that kitchen. Yeah. So it's a lot of things that go into it. So once they pass that 4th step, we've done the research, then they make it on TV.
And I certainly would never ask you to name names, because we do, like you said, I like to keep it positive too. It drives me insane whenever and I saw this just the other day. I saw a posting on Nextdoor, and somebody new to New Braunfels said, "What's the best Italian food around here?" Well, there were a couple of positive things that said, this is great and that's great. Then all of a sudden, the bashers start coming out. Oh, well, at least it's not this place, and they're terrible because fill in the blank. And I've eaten at both of those places, and they're both good. I have a preference, but they're both good, and I'd eat at both of them again. Ate at one of them last night. But I can't stand people who are just, there to poo-poo on somebody's parade, basically, And so I like the fact that you keep it positive. And I have you been to a restaurant that you vetted, but you just were really disappointed?
Oh yeah,
that has to have happened, right?
So we had I have affectionately called the folder the unused restaurants folder. And if we make it all the way to the point where we get there, we do the research, we say this is the spot that we want to go to and highlight, and then it just gets there and the food's not good, and then like the interviews are terrible, something is wrong, we will either sit down and talk to them at the restaurant, constructive criticism, right? These are the reasons why we're not going to move forward with your project and put it on the show. And believe me, we've done that before. And like the owners look at us like we're crazy, because we're the Happy Fun Food Show people telling them they're not going to be on the Happy Fun Food Show. And they're like, who are you to tell me? Like, kind of like there's that perspective. I would say that's probably about like 30% of the time. The other 70%, the restaurants are super understanding, and they want to work to get better and do things and listen to our constructive criticisms to get to the point where we want to work with them and move forward with them. And then there's also where we filmed, we feel like everything was pretty good. We go back and watch the video, and it's just not going to work. It's like, this just doesn't work for us. Those are crazy, because then we email them. And if you give people the opportunity to email you back, The written word is forever, people, and you know who I'm talking to right now. And the emails we have are stored forever on a server.
Real pleasant.
Yeah, and they get really mad, and it's understandable. I mean, these are opportunities that people want to be able to get the word out for their businesses and to do all that. But yeah, I mean, it happens, and we don't. I'm not a food critic, and I always want to make sure that people know what we do is a food hype man show. Like, I go to the places that I love, that I like. We like to promote them and talk about them, and we're going to share it with everybody. If it was a food critic show, it'd be like, these are the bad places that I don't like. These are the good places that I do like.
There's plenty of people who do that.
There's people that do that. I don't feel like that's my place or my position. I've never felt that way. I don't own a restaurant. I'm not working currently in a restaurant. I've never invested my whole life savings into a building and put your whole family's life and their future on the line.
There's something very personal about that.
Yeah, and that's like, if that's there's people that want to knock that down, and I see that as an opportunity, and I admire people that do that. Even if it's not good food, I admire the tenacity and the drive and the willingness to go and put yourself out there, to go and do something. I'm not going to be the one that tears people down. That's not me.
Yeah, and whenever you give somebody that bad news that I can't use you on the show, especially when you're out there and you realize when you're out there, there's something off here.
Yeah.
Are there any of the ownership or the management crews at these restaurants that take that positively and think, this is something I can do to really improve my restaurant? Thank you for that criticism. I appreciate that.
You'd be surprised. Yeah. A lot of the restaurants are like, they see what we do. And sometimes even the owners or the chefs are like, we want your full honest opinion. What do you think? And I'm like, why wouldn't I be honest with you? Because they see how positive we are, right? And so, yeah, like when you actually, like a lot of the times too, what will happen is the restaurants will tell them, we ask this specifically, we say, we want 3 to 4 menu items to highlight. Don't make any more. This is what we got time for. This is what we want to do. And they'll load up an entire table full of food because they want you to see everything. They want to show you everything. This was so-and-so's recipe. This is my old family recipe. This one means a lot to us. This is a new item. And it's an overwhelming amount of food. And we don't ever ask for that. They want to show us, and we're not, that's their choice. But when you're going through those items and you try one, it's just not it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it doesn't even have the 3 essential flavor profiles of like a salt, a fat, you know what I mean? Like blending together, and the acid blending together. So, it's just a broken dish. And you let them know, like, hey, I think these are winners, and I think these probably need to be worked on. I think you guys need to go back into the lab and like fix these. There's elements that I believe you guys can work on. I've even created dishes for restaurants that I feel like they presented new items to me, and I'm like, if you got this, this, and this, combined it into one dish and like elevated this or kind of changed this element, I think you got a winner right here. And if they listen, which a lot of them have, these items go viral. We're talking millions of views on videos that I've helped create and formulate with these kitchens. And I've never wanted to take credit for these items because they're like, we should call it the David Elder, whatever, or the Texas Eats, whatever. And I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And so you know who you are, that I've worked with and that we've developed these dishes. And I'm so proud that it helps these businesses because I don't want anything out of it. I don't want it, like, it's like, this is for you. This is my gift to you. And I'm glad it worked. And it's cool when they listen and we get to work with them on that level.
Well, and I think a lot of that, in the early stages of this is what Guy Fieri hit on. Mm-hmm. I mean, Guy never goes in and bangs on anybody. He never really criticizes. You can tell when he doesn't like something. It's hard to not see that. But he's overall very, very positive. And that effect after he's come and visited a place is insane. It's insane. And I know you have the same effect on Texas restaurants.
Yeah, they actually, the local restaurant scene and like a little bit like beyond kind of the San Antonio market, they call it the Elder effect.
Yeah.
Which I didn't come up with that. That's just a really
That's
cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And so if I ever have any other project after what we're doing, I think the Elder effect is a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like they've coined that, which is fun. But I've actually had the opportunity to meet Guy when he was filming here in San Antonio, and what he's created, the platform that he's done, everything that he's done. I mean, and he comes from a non-traditional media background, coming into like a food hosting position.
Yeah.
He was doing those like infomercials, and he was doing kind of like that. It's like, so he's a salesman. He'll sell you on it. You know what I mean? And he's very inspiring, and very somebody that I watched growing up, and learning how he communicates was really cool.
And I and there was, with the dawn of Food Network, and and even HGTV and some of these other, there's Food Network, and there's another one
Cooking
Channel.
Yeah, Cooking Channel.
Some of the shows, and even now bleeding over into other media like Discovery Channel and things of that nature. One of the most recent ones. Have you seen Tucci?
Yeah,
the Stanley Tucci in Italy.
I like that.
My wife and I love that show.
Yeah, he's a cool cat, man. He makes me like,
he's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. It's like, man, I want to hang out with Tucci. I want to go grab some wine with him.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, he's a cool. I feel like he's one of the guys that makes you so comfortable with who he is when he's talking, and on the, you feel like you're hanging out with him.
Yeah,
and I think that he does a really good job.
But I think that that's your quality too. I think that you make the restaurateur or whomever you're speaking to at the restaurant, I think you make them feel comfortable and accessible, and you're easy to to communicate with. It's not intimidating.
Yeah, it's a goal of ours. As soon as we get to a location, that we immediately want to just set the tone of what we're doing. This is so relaxing. This is so. We're talking about things that they know. No curveballs. I always say this. I'm like, this isn't ambush journalism. I'm not coming in here and I'm going to be like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, so when we go live, especially, it's really important that you set the tone. And I say this as like, what I could only imagine is like dealing with wild animals. Like, if you go in and you're like, you got wild energy, you're going to scare them, right? They're going to spook the animals. Like, you don't want to don't spook the lions, right? And I feel like the same way, like when you approach these people who have never done live TV, who have never done television at all before, and if you come in real cool, you keep it cool, and it's just a conversation, and like, I'm building a conversation, I'm building rapport, you're working on just creating a really calm environment. And then all of a sudden you're live, but it's the same thing that you've been doing the whole time. And then I think it's a cool vibe. We've done a good job. The team that I have too, when we're on set, it really, it's good vibes.
We got to take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you about some of your favorite restaurants around the state and why. And we'll get into a whole lot more about different places you've gone across the state and different experiences you had. We'll be right back with David Elder.
This is the future team.
Oh yeah, Window World, we've been family owned and operated for 4 generations. We can't wait to see what these little guys do when they take over. Okay, maybe we can wait. I think that's best for everyone.
Want service that's honest? Window World, service for generations. Window World has been family owned for generations, which means chores aren't just chores, they're part of professional development.
You got this, Layla. It's wax on, wax off.
Needless to say, things are a work in progress. For squeaky clean service you can trust, call Window World, service for generations. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bomba Pod. My guest today, David Elder, who is he is not a food critic. He is a food highlighter.
That's right.
A food hype man is what he said.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the show, Texas Eats, you know that you go to a lot of different eclectic places. You go, and who hasn't seen Texas Eats? But what are some of your favorite places that you've been? Let's start with San Antonio.
You know what? Just to make sure I make sure I shout out the right people, because there's so many that we've done. Like I said, over 1,000 restaurants.
Over 1,000? How do you remember?
You don't. Honestly, like I have a 7-year-old at home, and hi, Mallory and Bo, right? What you do is, like, as you get older and you have a kid, right? It's like, well, what are they going to eat? Because you want to make sure they're happy when you go out and eat. So really don't go to the places all the time. Like I call it like professional or recreational dining. So recreational dining, I mean, come on, we're getting chicken tenders and French fries, baby. That's where we're at right
well,
now.
with a little one, yeah.
Yeah, with the little one.
Gotta
But
be.
now, for my favorite restaurants, I have it separated for us here, and I can go down a quick list for San Antonio, Curry Boys Barbecue. Have you been to Curry Boys?
I've seen your segments on Curry Boys. I've wanted to go. I live in New Braunfels, so it's way across town for me.
Yeah.
But I intend to go there.
Oof, crazy. You get the brisket smoke show.
Yep.
Dunzo. Even the pork belly, the new stuff, insane. The Jerk Shack, also a great spot. These are Bib Gourmand. Recently, Michelin got here into the state. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal to get it in Texas. So getting these Bib Gourmand and Michelin star places here in San Antonio has been a big deal for the market as well. Chef's Table, that's a great place. And then Sichuan Garden, MY Chakti if you love Filipino food, Beacon Hill Deli, and then Carnitas Don Raul. That's my short list for San Antonio. That's like my active right now. If I'm vibing, like I need to eat, I would go to one of those places.
And some of those are hidden, but not so hidden gems.
Exactly. You know what's fun? I love that term, hidden gem. I like to say it. It's a thing that we've coined in like our vernacular, like in the United States, is like, oh, look at this hidden gem. But it's like it's hidden to us, but obviously they've been in business for like 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not
They're
hidden
not
to
hidden to
everybody
somebody.
else. Exactly. New Braunfels, Muck and Fuss. That's my jam. Come on. That's a great burger.
They do which one's your favorite?
The cream cheese one. What is the one with it has like the pepper, like the stuffed pepper one?
Oh gosh, I forgot what that one's called. My favorite is the Juicy Lucy.
Oh, did you?
That one is freaking phenomenal. It's got it's got fresh jalapenos on it.
Yeah.
It's got pepper jack cheese.
Oof.
It's just hot enough to give you a little taste.
Yeah.
But the flavor is off the charts.
Yeah, they do a wonderful job, and then the setup. They got that upper level. They have the little speakeasy that's next door.
That is one of my favorite bars in the world.
Yeah, that's a cool little get together.
Yeah, that's
right
Sidecar.
there. Sidecar, yeah.
Sidecar.
And then McAdoo's.
Oh,
come on, Old City Hall, the new one.
Yeah, that's. What do you think about Old City Hall? I think that the way that they designed it is impeccable. It's a gorgeous interior.
I love how, which we had the opportunity, we got to hang out over there recently. I love how each booth and every table feels like you're in your own world.
You're in a private.
You're private. Even though you're
experience.
open,
Yep.
it feels private. And they did a really good job. And how they made every little office space feel like it's a separate little dining area. And the bar is awesome. That's a really cool bar
They've got
setup.
a great bar, and the drinks are unique.
Flowing.
Some of the drinks that they have there, he made something with was it a lemon foam or I forgot what it was, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, they do. Their whole program, that whole family, everything they've done with McAdoo's for the last couple decades, and then what they're doing over there now with Old City Hall.
La Cosecha.
Yeah,
I mean,
La Cosecha.
fantastic food.
That's a great group. And then it's not New Braunfels. It's a hop and a skip away, Burnt Bean.
Oh, Seguin, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you? I'm sure you did, but did you see their posting a day ago?
No, what was it?
They're shipping everywhere now.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So I was on
see
their
that?
website because I was grabbing their logo because we ran their social video recently on the show. It was yesterday. And then I looked and it was like now shipping across, and then with was it Goldbelly?
Goldbelly.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, now shipping everywhere. So I saw that on there, but I didn't see them posted on
Is
there.
it wrong that I'm thinking about ordering it in New Braunfels so I don't have to stand in line?
Martin, I've already told you. I will rent the space from you. I will eat a brisket with you right over there. Like we could do it. We could make this into a whole on thing right here.
I'm telling you, man, I'm down for that because I do like the food.
They do a really good job. In Austin, one of my favorite places up there is Kanji. Loving Kanji. So
What is Kanji?
It's the same group that runs the Pullman Market here in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
But they're a restaurant group right out of the Austin area. And so Kanji is Tavel Bristol Joseph, which is one of the owners of the Pullman Market, him and Kevin. They have this concept where Tavel, it's this Afro-Caribbean and like a Caribbean blend of like fusion and flavors. So it's a little bit of everything, all these multiple cultures that have come together. So you're getting a little bit of like the jerk seasonings, the jerk chickens.
Yeah.
You're getting a little bit of like almost this Asian influence in the region. And once again, you're learning about the history of the region as you're diving into the food. And you're like, why is this seasoning allowed to be here? Well, actually, this whole area at one time was, these travelers came to this area and they brought these seasonings. And you get to learn about the trails and things and how all that shifted. And even like you go back to even like the slave trade and how they brought regions of Africa to different pockets of the Caribbean and South America, and how it influenced the regional food of all of that as well. So it's just so much history that comes with all that. But that place, phenomenal, blow you away, really good spot. Loro, also a really good spot up in Austin, and they have multiple locations. That is Aaron Franklin's spot that he partnered with, and it's an Asian Texas barbecue fusion restaurant.
What is it called again?
Loro.
I've been to Loro.
Yeah, Loro.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that one's really good.
So unique and interesting.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Ramen Tatsuya. Love ramen Tatsuya. I like ramen. That's like I'm like that's my comfort food.
Ramen's good.
Yeah, I love me a good ramen. And then we also have Interstellar Barbecue. You got to go to Interstellar if you're up in Austin. Big fan of that.
I notice a theme sometimes with you. You're a barbecue guy.
I love barbecue. I'm a sucker for some good brisket.
Yeah.
It's just I know now at this point in my life how much I can have before like I'm gonna feel it later. I'm like, if I used to, man, I'd be like, yeah, give me the whole tray. You don't go it in. And now you got to like cut it back a little bit.
It's acting up on me hours later. Hours later.
And then I'll make this. We'll keep going, but like Houston, even Credence, Doris Metropolitan, Hugo's, Blood Brothers Barbecue, Truth Barbecue, Trill Burgers, keeping it Trill, Bun B, Eagle Pass, Choche's Barbecue, Taquitos con Sabor, and then the Wagon Wheel in Eagle Pass. That was like the biggest chicken fried steak we've ever seen ever. It's gigantic. It's impressive. And they actually they are the current winners of the Texas Eats Food Festival.
Really?
Yeah. So they won last year. People's Choice. People voted for the best bite out of the whole food festival.
El Paso restaurant.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, no, Eagle Pass.
Sorry, Eagle Pass.
Yeah. No, El Paso, man. You know what? El Paso's the one area that I actually have never even, I've driven through it.
Yeah.
I've never stopped. So it is a part of Texas. I swear and I promise we will get there. But we have not explored.
Well, the
El
thing
Paso.
about El Paso to me is it's so close to the New Mexican border that you get all of that bleed over. And so a lot of the food that you get there is way closer to New Mexican cuisine than it is Tex-Mex, and which I happen to love.
Yeah.
I love New Mexican cuisine. I love the red and green. I like Christmas. I like all that stuff.
Yeah, the divorciados, right?
Oh,
you can get the double sauces on there. But I've never been. I've looked at it. We've done research. A lot of Southwest influence, right? It's like that kind of Arizona, New Mexico.
Very much so.
Yeah, you get like I always say, if it's anything that Bobby Flay can cook, which he does like on Beat Bobby Flay, it's Southwest cuisine, right? So it's like that's like his region
That's
of
his
like
thing,
influence.
man.
That's his region of influence is like right there.
Which is funny because he's a Northeastern guy.
Right. But dude, okay, real quick. This is such a tangent sidebar thing, but like, do you watch Beat Bobby Flay?
Of course.
Okay. Why do people challenge Bobby Flay on anything Southwest? They're like
that is foolish.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like that's like his bread and butter, baby. He's coming. They're always like, oh, I'm gonna do a chili relleno. I'm like, why?
Good luck.
Yeah, why would you do that against Bobby Flay? I mean, I know he's like very versatile. There's a reason why he has that show. He's amazing at what he does. If you're coming in with the Southwest item, you might as well pack your knives and leave.
It'd be like challenging Paul Prudhomme with Cajun food.
Like
French food.
What are you doing?
You can't do that.
No.
Emeril Lagasse, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a seafood dish. Well, good luck.
Exactly.
Good luck to you. And I've never understood that, but you can tell the ones that are really smart because they will pull something out of their pocket and they've been watching. You know, they've been studying the show. They know that Bobby hates doing fill in the blank.
Right.
And they will pull that out as their signature dish.
Yeah. And even like, French inspired English stuff. Like you'd have to almost hit him with some wild European thing that like maybe he's cooked once or twice in like in culinary school.
Right.
That he kind of knows what to do. That's the only way I've seen him lose is like, oh yeah, I remember the last time I did one of these was in culinary school. And you're like, oh man, you got him. You got Bobby. You got him. Yeah.
Asian food, I think he has a problem with sometimes.
Yeah.
Certain Asian dishes.
I'm telling you, if it's on the Chili's menu, don't challenge Bobby Flay to that item.
No, bad idea.
he
Very
will win.
bad idea.
He will win every time.
But man, and he has grown that into an empire too. I mean,
yes.
Flay has built such a brand. And we talked about Fieri earlier.
Yeah.
And Elder has built a brand.
Oh, well, thank you.
What advice would you have for upcoming kids, young people that are getting out of college, wanting to go into a career in media of some kind, what advice do you have for them for building an effective brand?
Honestly, when I got to this point, or getting to this point, it's because I've collected a bunch of skills that aren't the actual like on TV. The communication stuff has just something that I've always enjoyed doing, right? So this was kind of like something natural that I had. I love talking. I love meeting people. I love getting to know people. I'm naturally curious, right? I want to know more. So it's always kind of like, this just kind of worked out. But to get to this point and to get the opportunities that I've been given, it's because of the schooling, graphic and web design background, marketing background, and having that established so that when I got to this point of like having the chance to build a brand, I could build the image, the identity package that comes with it, the branding, the marketing side of it, understanding social media. I actually did social media for an architecture firm years before any of this social media stuff really was blowing up. And we used to have like weekly and monthly conversations with Facebook when it was just like really developing in like 2012. So like this was early on when Facebook was still like willing to go talk to you and businesses and being like, hey, we're going to help you develop your Facebook page and see what's going on. Now you have to like beg them to talk to you, like create like an appointment with them, if like call Meta and do a whole thing. So having that experience early on with all of this is super important. So I would definitely say diversify your skill set, make sure that you are comfortable communicating. You have to be an effective communicator. Listen, be an effective listener, and understand that what we're doing is for the overall, it's for everybody else. It's not just for you. I think when you look at it from that perspective too, it's a good way to move forward.
Well, you know, back in the day, when I was younger, an RTF degree is what people went after if they wanted to get into anything in the media, if it was radio, television, movies, whatever it was. To me, an RTF degree now means nothing. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry if you're a professor in the RTF program, but to me, having a marketing degree, having marketing skills, certainly having social skills, social media skills, is way more important than the RTF stuff was back then.
I feel like, yeah. So actually we've dealt with 3 students who have graduated from UT with RTF degrees. And I think the biggest thing that comes out of that, if you want to be behind the scenes, if you want to be behind the camera, that RTF degree is really beneficial. You're going to learn so many aspects of the inner workings of how these are all made. If you want to be a director, if you want to be a producer, if you want to be like a videographer, photographer, an editor, and everything else that comes like on that side, I think that's a really great background. If you're looking to be like, I want to be a social media influencer, I want to develop
on-air talent.
If you want to do that, I do feel like, you need to go more specific into a communication perspective, a marketing perspective. I think that's, once you're an effective communicator, it helps you in every other aspect of being on with social media.
Agreed. But you, of course, this wasn't your chosen profession starting out.
No.
What did you think you were going to do?
Man, so I graduated from Canyon High School up here in New Braunfels, class of 06, which actually it's terrifying. This is our 20-year anniversary, our 20-year reunion this year, and it does not feel like that long. But when I was out of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and my parents, both military, growing up military too, and like on bases and things, they were like, "Well, join the military." And I was like, I don't know if that's what I want this to be. I did the whole thing though. I like went did the ASVAB, did everything, and I was really close to like saying yes and doing it, joining the Air Force. And
wow.
But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to college and then see what that's like and see how that works out. And San Antonio College, I went there. I have 2 associate's degrees from San Antonio College, graphic and web design, and a certificate in graphic design with a focus with Adobe, the Creative Suite, and actually having a license in that. So that was all really helpful. Then I went to UTSA for their marketing program, and it was a dual bachelor's and master's program for marketing. I did not finish that. That didn't happen.
Too intensive.
Well, I was I was a junior over at UTSA, and I was also working at an architecture firm here in town as a marketing coordinator, not as an intern, not as a junior or something. I had the job that you would get if you were to finish this degree and move forward. I had the job, and I was like, well, I already got the job. Why am I going to keep paying for school? And so I focused on the career path at that time in my early 20s. And but I have the graphic and web design background now, and now I'm getting marketing on hand, on the job marketing experience. And so now I'm developing this like kind of who I am and what I wanted to do. And I actually started at KSAT in 2015 as a 3D broadcast animator, a graphics coordinator. I was behind the scenes designing graphics for KSAT. And I was given an opportunity to audition to be on TV from an executive producer of their lifestyle show, Katie. And she saw something in me. She was like, I think you should audition to be on TV. I think you would do really well. And I did it. I beat out 10 other people. I got the spot. And then she was like, well, what do you know? Like, what do you talk about on TV?
Now what are you going to say?
Yeah. Now, oh, you got it. Now what are you going to do? And I said, well, I worked in restaurants all throughout college and in high school. I worked like back of house and front of house, all aspects in fine dining and fast food, like everything. I was like, well, I know food. And so I started going to restaurants and like just talking shop with them and recording it. And the first one we did was Sangria on the Berg when it first opened in 2016. And that video got 90,000 views in the first day that we published it on social media. And that was back when influencers or foodies, like this terminology wasn't even developed yet.
Right.
And it was like, oh, cool. Maybe you can do it again. So then we tried to do it again the next week. And we went to a restaurant out in the hill country, and that one got 120,000 views in one day. And then so they're like, oh, I think we got something. You think you keep doing these things, So then it was a once a week thing where I was going to a restaurant and then filling up the rest of the week with other content. And then it was multiple times a week. And then it was every day. We're doing restaurants every day. And so in 2017, I got my first million viewed video. And then starting in 2018, just about 99% of every video we published in 2018 got 1 million or more views on social media. That's through Elder Eats, which my wife actually came up with the name Elder Eats. That's a credit to her. And
now, is your wife in broadcasting too?
No, actually, she has a communication background. She graduated from TCU, and it was Christmas of 2017, and we were just hanging out, and then she was like, "Hey, this food thing you're doing, it'd be cool if you called it Elder Eats." And I was like, So then in December of 2017, we officially started using Elder Eats as the name of what we were doing on TV, and then 2018, Elder Eats took off. Got my own 30-minute show with that, and then it's all blossomed into but I will say real quick, I've always wanted to be on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. I begged my parents to go and take me to like Disney auditions when I was a kid.
Really?
And I actually did the Disney audition stuff, and I loved it so much. It was so much fun. But now getting to do it for television and getting this opportunity, it's a dream come true.
We're going to pick up in just a minute, but we do have to take a break. Here with David Elder. He is a KSAT 12 personality, but he's also one of the biggest influencers when it comes to food and restaurants around the state of Texas. We're going to talk a whole lot more when we come back on the Bomba Pod. Thank you so much to our sponsor, PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. If you want to try the very best small batch roasted coffee that you're going to find anywhere, look no further than PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. 2 great locations to serve you in the San Antonio area at Camp Bullis and I-10 and at 281 and Bulverde Road. You're going to find all your favorites at both locations, from wonderful espressos, macchiatos, you name it, they've got it, as well as some delicious energy drinks, as well as our signature granita. And beignets, yeah, you bet we have them, and they are phenomenal. Be sure to stop by the PJ's closest to you and try any of our wonderful coffees, teas, and pastries. Thanks again to PJ's Coffee of New Orleans for sponsoring the Bomba Pod. Hey, everybody, we're back on the Bomba Pod with my guest, David Elder. What a great conversation it's been so far. We were talking going into the break about what a perfect day in San Antonio would look like, or what a perfect weekend in San Antonio would look like. If you're somebody who's never been to San Antonio, you're coming in for the weekend. You come in Friday night. You got 2 days.
Yep.
What does a perfect 2 days look like culinarily? Is that a word, culinarily?
It is now. You just did it. It's coined. It's actually it's patent pending.
It's going to be in Webster's next year.
Exactly. You could do a lot, and I really think that 2 days in San Antonio is just not enough. But if you have 2 days, I would start out on my first day. I'd be at Max and Louie's in the morning.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
You know, that's where I'm opening up my day at.
Oh my gosh.
And you can't go wrong, especially now that they have the Melvin's connection right there. So you have the ice cream, you have the New York diner, you have like that Jewish deli like inspired menu with the challah bread French toast. I mean,
that is the best French toast I've ever had in my entire life.
It's so good. It's so addictive.
The closest thing I could come to that is the cinnamon bread French toast that they make in Belize.
Oh.
And it is out of this world.
Yeah, that's
but Max and Louie's, come on.
I think that's just such a solid spot. And after that, hopefully you have room. I'm gonna put my boys back, Curry Boys. That's where I'm going there for lunch.
Okay.
Get the brisket smoke show, and it's just big enough to fill you up for lunch. It's not too big that's gonna like impact your day. Okay.
Now my wife is scared of curry. She does not like curry at all.
Oh yeah.
Is there something for her on the menu there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So if you go like, I think the pork belly that they do is just. Does she like pork?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pork belly is exceptional. And it comes with like these pickled red onions on the side, and they have these 2 sauces that they're called pork belly dippers, and they rock. You can get that. And they also have this place called Dorp Creamery that they're partnered with, and they make ice cream, and you can get the ube vanilla ice cream afterwards. You grab yourself some electric jellyfish beer. Man, you're having a good time.
Man.
Come on. Man. Let's go right now. Yeah. And then for dinner that night, I'm going to get crazy. We're going to Chamagaucha.
Oh,
come on. We're going to Chamagaucha. It's the best.
Is that the best Brazilian or what?
It's, you know what? I'm going to, dare I say, the best steakhouse in San Antonio. And I know there's a lot of options. I know there's a lot. But for the experience, for the service, for the options, and the price, I don't think you can top what Chamagaucha has consistently offered for more than a decade in San Antonio.
I would agree with that 100%. And for the people that say, well, I can't possibly eat that much. If you went to a nice steakhouse, and we've got several of them here in San Antonio.
J Prime's my other one. J
Prime is great, and of course Bohannon's. You can't go wrong with Bohannon's.
Shout out Mark.
Yeah. Mark's a good guy. He's a Jordanton boy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. See,
dude, he's a wild
He's
card.
one of my South homies down there.
He's one of my favorite people to talk to and interview.
He's fun
because you got to edit him down.
It's been years. But I used to do a food show on KTSA. It was a food and home improvement show, but it leaned real heavily toward food for a while. And Ron Smith was my co-host on it.
Oh, nice.
And we had Mark in one day, and he was a hoot, man. He was a great guest.
Yeah, he's electric. He is.
But we digress.
Yeah.
People who say that it's too expensive and they won't eat that much. If you go in and get a good ribeye and a side at any good steakhouse, you're going to spend more than you did at Chama for the full salad bar treatment, which, by the way, let's not forget about the best salad bar in the world. In the world.
Yeah. I mean, the cheeses. Let me just hang out with those cheeses for like, give me an hour so I can really appreciate the manchegos and the parmesans.
The bowl of Parmesan that's freshly cut up. I mean, I could stand right there and just make myself sick.
You let me be alone with that cheese wheel. It won't be there when
it could be an intimate.
It's going to be real nice. It's going to be real nice. Day two.
Okay, day 2.
I'm going to start at Comfort Cafe. Are you familiar with Comfort Cafe?
I know Comfort Cafe. Is that the one that employs Second Chance?
Yeah. Serenity Star is the nonprofit organization, and they give recovering alcoholics a chance to go out and like get out and just be a part of the community again in an effective way. So it's not only that menu is amazing. Man, they're doing crazy stuff over there too. They got this double stacked Oreo pancake that'll blow you away. It is loaded up. And it's fun because like everything there is just unnecessarily, but also necessarily over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
An Oreo pancake.
we're talking triple stack crazy. Like it's amazing. There's a reason why it's so popular. That one.
Now, I know that they originally had a location on Bandera at 410. Is that still where it's at?
So it is near
old
there.
Chachas?
It's near there.
Okay.
But that one, like we had a big storm and like it washed away,
Okay.
which sounds like fictitious, but
no, it happens here.
it happens.
It happens.
We're in Texas, baby. And it was flooding down here and it washed away. It like got destroyed. So then they're in a new location near there still. And that one's a great one. I'd go to Mr. Juicy.
Okay.
And I'm hanging out. I'm enjoying myself at Mr. Juicy for lunch, and I'm getting it. You can get it wet. I'm getting it wet. You're getting that French steak sauce on top of that because Weissman just crushes it over there.
Would you call Mr. Juicy's the best hamburger in San Antonio?
Yes,
Okay.
I will agree to that. Yeah,
Unquantifiably, because sometimes people say, "Well, what's your favorite burger?" And I'd say, "Well, are we talking about chain fast food burger? Are we talking about standalone one location? What are we talking about?"
Yeah, you need to separate it because it really is multiple conversations. It's like when people say, "What's the best Mexican restaurant in San Antonio?" And you're like, "Are we talking Mexico, like actual Mexican food? Or are we talking Tex-Mex?" Because a lot of people want to rope them in together.
Right.
And like I would say, respectfully so, they are two completely different cultural entities. And I love Tex-Mex and I love Mexican cuisine, but they are separate. And then you have to like separate it down by region, right? You have like Nuevo Leon, you have the border, you have Michoacan, so you can really separate. But with burgers,
coastal,
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
Yucatan Peninsula. So,
Yep.
but with burgers, I 100% agree. There's like the home style burger, Mark's Outing. Love Mark's Outing. That's its own like animal over
Yep.
there. You have the fast food burgers, which I like Culver's. I'm a fast food Culver's burger guy.
I love Culver's.
I love Culver's.
I absolutely love Culver's.
The mushroom burger at Culver's.
But why they won't open another location
What are they
is
doing?
beyond me.
You
They
gotta-
opened one in Kerrville.
I know. It's like, come on, those UTSA students are not appreciating you enough over there off Days of Olive.
way.
You got to bring it across the whole city.
Yep.
Give them a little more Culver's out here. Give us some
I would
custard.
respectfully ask for one Cibolo North. That would be great.
If they could put one in my backyard, I wouldn't be mad at it. And then you have, I think the smash burgers are back. They were huge, like, the 50s, everybody was making smash burgers in the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
You have this resurgence of smash burgers happening now too. So and then like a traditional burger. I would put Mr. Juicy in the traditional burger column. I would not classify it as like a fast food burger, even though it's a drive-through system.
Right.
It is beyond that. It is chef-driven. It is craft-driven. It is it's a steak between two pieces of bread.
It's a muck and fuss level.
Yes, exactly, but it's in a drive-through.
Yeah.
So
Chris Madrid.
even beyond that, love Chris Madrid.
I mean, that's the old standard.
I know if you say Chris Madrid's though, you got to say Diana's though, because you got to follow the family, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very debatable. That's a hot topic in San Antonio.
It is.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. And I still love it. I'm still a big Whataburger fan, and I've heard people say, "Oh no, it's different because they." Is that in your head, or is it really that different? I don't know, but I'd still love Whataburger and Burger Boy.
Oh yeah, when it's now fast food burgers, Burger Boy all day, every day.
Yeah,
that's my jam
for
too.
sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to Mr. Juicy for my lunch item. I'm getting it wet, double, add the cheese, everything on it, jalapenos, mushrooms, make it messy, and then for dinner. I think that last dinner is a real big coin toss if you really want to experience San Antonio. I got to put people downtown if you're going to have your last night here in San Antonio. And I know it's crazy because there's a lot of downtown options to experience the Riverwalk. There's so many things to go to. I recently had the opportunity to go to Alateo, which is at the Monarch Hotel, which is a brand new restaurant. And I think the view and what they've captured up there is exceptional. Alateo. And it means flutter, like for the Monarch, the butterfly, for the Monarch Hotel.
Yeah.
And that one is the view, the service, the experience, and the food all together. I think you would wrap up your evening really well. You would feel like you were in one of the best cities in America, which we are. And when you visit that hotel, they've done a really good job.
Okay, that's on the list. I got to do that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, while we're downtown, let's talk about let's give a top 5 downtown. And obviously, it goes without saying we're leaving off the stuff that shouldn't be down there. Chain restaurants.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, so top 5 downtown restaurants. Man, I mean, I really like what Silo does with their steakhouse down there. I think that inside is at the Fairmont, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is an exceptional restaurant. I think it's understated in its popularity. I think that's a really cool one. The rooftop at Fairmont, I think that's also a cool experience. Oh man, you know, I think Leo's Hideout for pizza, I think is a really great spot to go to. They're doing some really interesting things. I got to put it, I know it's just right there. Double Standard, love Double Standard.
Okay, I haven't been there.
Yeah, so
Tell me, what is Double Standard?
So Double Standard, it's a burger joint.
Okay.
But it's like a really classy bar. It's a really nice, it's sexy, almost kind of old City Hall vibes. And it's giving you that, but then when you go in there, you can order the cocktails, you can get the drinks, they got the happy hours, and you can get a really good double burger that's in there. They're doing a smash burger over there too.
The City Hall smash burger is out of this world.
Yes.
Have you had it?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's only on the happy hour menu. They need to put that on the regular menu.
I think it's just they want you to get in there. They don't.
I guess, but it's good enough to have on the menu full time. It's really, really tasty.
Yeah, and let's see, we're traveling around. I will say to try right now, especially on that top 5. I think Mexico City. I think Jason Dady's doing a really cool concept of revitalizing the River Center Mall. I think that's one of the most unappreciated tourist destinations in the city of San Antonio. I think the River Center Mall at one time was a highlight fixture of what we had in what we were doing with the Riverwalk. I think not a lot of attention was put on there, but now what they're doing, I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see something really, really cool happening.
Nice resurgence.
Yeah, resurgence of what it once was and what's going on with the Alamo development. And then my fingers are crossed right now as I say Project Marvel. I don't know, that one's like still kind of out there and up there, but that whole idea would be really cool. Go Spurs, go!
And yeah, man, can't forget that. What a game last night!
Oh my gosh!
Holy guacamole!
That's Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals between the Spurs and OKC. Carter Bryant is electric. That man is dynamite.
Carter Bryant is phenomenal. Fox is phenomenal. Vassell is phenomenal. Castle, when he is hitting, he is on. When he's off, he's off. But man, when he's on, he's automatic.
Yeah, Castle for me, he is a superstar on the Spurs, of course, but on any other team, he is their number one option.
Easily.
Yeah. We just happen to have Victor Wembanyama.
But the intensity last night.
Yeah. They played with purpose for sure.
From minute 1 to last minute.
Yeah.
It was incredible. If they do that in OKC, we're going to be at the finals.
And to wrap it up, I think Reese Bros Barbecue, when you're talking downtown, I think that'd be my number 5. I think Reese Bros is one of the best barbecue spots in Central and South Texas right now. What they're doing,
Reese Bros.
Yep.
Okay. How are we feeling about some of the old standards like Boudreaux's?
Oh, I love them. I think those guys get a lot of love. I think those, you know what I mean? We're talking, like Boudreaux's, Bohannon's, those guys. I think La Panaderia too, even now has kind of been there to a point where it kind of feels like an old standard, like a fixture on that corner of Houston right there. I think there's a reason why they're still here. And it's because we know them, we love them, people keep going back to them. And it's because of them, the foundation that they've created, that these other new places are allowed to be creative and have the space to go and explore the culinary
kind of build on that.
Yeah, the diversity of downtown.
And I think that's it. I think that Boudreaux's really represents that well. Of course, you've got Casa Rio and all the others that are down there and very well known and so associated with downtown San Antonio. And
and even at these like the older, more established restaurants, I'd say like you can find that one item that really blows you away, and everything else is good. And good shouldn't be the enemy of great, right? Like good is good, and there's a reason for good. But when you're talking great, the Reuben sandwich from Shiloh's.
Oh, come on. Come on.
That's addictive.
That is addictive,
Yeah.
and I know it's polarizing, but I also love their split pea soup.
Really?
It's so good.
It is good.
If you like split pea soup, and I do,
Yeah.
my wife would rather eat dirt.
Is there an explosion button that y'all have on? I love that's like such a good hot take too. Like just to throw out there. Like you don't hear people enough saying the split pea soup from Shiloh's is like a must try. I love that.
Unless you're an 80-year-old Jewish guy, you know. That's who says I like split pea soup, and me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do. I'm not ashamed. I say it unashamedly. I like it. Oh man. So when you're out and about, this is something that's always interesting to me. Is how do you handle being recognized out in public, because that's got to happen all the time.
Oh, I love it. I think if I wasn't doing this right, it wouldn't happen. And so even when I'm with my family, and it's funny, my son is at the point when we go out, he'll count how many times I take a picture with people, and then we'll go home. And if my wife's at home, he'll be like, "Mama, guess what? Today, 7 times at HEB when we were shopping." And so he'll like count it. But we've embraced it even as a family unit. I love that people enjoy what we do. They enjoy the product. They enjoy the show, everything about it. And people, I would say 99% of the people that have come up and approached us and wanted to take pictures and do things are completely respectful. And I really appreciate that too. And I will always take a picture. I will always sign something or do whatever you want. Like I'm 100% game every time.
And I think that's important. I really do. I certainly not on your level, but I'm recognized a lot.
Bro.
And no, not on your level.
Bro, you don't just stand by your windows. All right.
But I mean, I can only imagine.
You stand on them,
I can only imagine what it's like to be David Elder, though. But I'm the same way. You know, if people ask, well, does that bother you? And absolutely, it doesn't bother me.
No,
I have the life I have because people recognize me.
Yeah.
You know, and thank God. But it is kind of strange sometimes, though. You know, the places that people will say hello to you.
Well, and my favorite part too is that people will show me a list on their phone, and they'll watch the show and they'll write down a list of all the places that they want to go to. And so you'll have people that have these massive notes on their phone of like all the restaurants that they've seen on TV or on social media, and they make these lists. They're like, look, I have a list. Or like my favorite part too is like military members that are stationed in San Antonio.
Okay, yeah.
And then they'll leave San Antonio and they'll have to get stationed in another city or another country. And then they come back, and I've run into these people, and they'll come up to me in uniform and they'll be like, dude, when I come back to San Antonio, because I have like for Lackland or going to, Randolph, and they're like, when I come back, I go through the list. I have this whole list, and it's crazy because it's been multiple times that this has happened, and that's so flattering, and it's that makes what we do worth it. Every
fun.
Yeah, it's so cool.
On the flip side of your fandom, when you get criticism online, inevitably somebody's going to blast you for absolutely nothing sometimes, usually. How do you handle that?
Oh, well, I don't know. You know what? Sometimes in the beginning of all this, as not ever having any kind of media training or experience or idea of like how to handle it, I took it personal. And there's a reason why it's called social media and it's not called like personal media.
Right.
It's a society thing. It's just like, that's society. Not everybody's going to love you. And like learning that and embracing that was hard, because you put yourself out there 100%, hoping that people will also like take what you do as a positive thing, because you're putting positivity out there.
Right.
But then you realize that people will take this and be like, he's a liar. He's terrible. Or like, I hate the way he eats. I hate the way he does this, or I hate the way he does that. And you know what I've done lately, and it makes me feel really good, is I don't delete comments. I only block if they cuss or say something vulgar, but I just reply with a laugh emoji.
That's what else you do.
I laugh with them. Yeah. And I'm just like, because sometimes
that probably infuriates them.
Yeah. And I'm just like, well, sometimes it's just funny, like to have that much passion, because you have to think about like, what was that moment like for them? And I kind of get into like it's almost like sketch comedy. Like they're having their moment. They're like kind of hanging out like us. They look at their phone real quick and they see a video. Oh, they're so mad at this video that they're going to stop. And they're going to go into the comments.
Take time out of their day.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know we're talking. And they're going to comment. something and they're going to be like, yeah. And they're going to send it and then they're going to wait for response. Like that's a lot of energy that was expended into this negative thing. And so for me to just put a laugh emoji on it, I return that energy back, but like it's almost deflecting the energy back at them and making sure that they're aware. I see you. I read your comment. Or my favorite, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Because at the end of the day, you know what?
Thanks for watching is the best.
Yeah. You had to watch my video to be mad at it.
Yeah.
So thanks for the view. I appreciate it.
You added to my list.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So in the last 10 years or so that you've been doing this, give me a couple of restaurants that really broke your heart when they closed, went out of business, something happened to them.
Oh, it's too many, man. Because
I've got a couple that are just,
I would say definitely it's the expansion of a Sushi Rito. Like
Sushi Rito. Okay.
For some reason, I just channeled this right. There was a sushi burrito place and it was over by North Star Mall. I don't even know if it's called Sushi Rito. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Sushi Rito. And they closed. And I used to go there recreationally and get them to make these gigantic sushi burritos. And when that closed, like, I know there's like a Maki Rito, I think is the
they
new
do
one
that
that
at
just
Ohana
opened.
too. I think Ohana does that too, yeah.
But that was my favorite. That one really hurt me because
sushi burrito.
Sushi Rito. I'm so sad you're gone.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this. Well, yeah, I do. There used to be a place on San Pedro called Guacamole, and it was WOK Amole.
Okay.
And it was a Asian and Mexican restaurant all in the same
like that.
restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, get your sweet and sour pork and your carnitas in the same place.
I love that. That's like the China Latina.
Yeah.
Like
that. Like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Sushi Rito, RIP.
So Sushi Rito, that's the one.
That's the one off the top of my head. Right when you asked that question, that's the first one I thought
For
of.
me, it's Hakala.
Okay.
Hakala Mexican restaurant it was on West Avenue, way down West Avenue toward downtown. And it had been a family-owned restaurant since 1947. The Quinones family owned it. John Quinones is one of their cousins.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had pictures of John up in the restaurant. And
did he go in there for a what would you do, like a moment?
I don't know if he ever did that there.
He should have.
But he certainly was there and came in. I never saw him whenever I was there. But I literally would tell people I've been eating there since I was born because, and it wasn't literally since I was born, but at my baptism, the party was there. Growing up Catholic, that's where my party was. And for every birthday and everything else from then on, it seemed like Hakala was a part of our life. And then it burned down. And they decided not to rebuild it. And it was just heartbreaking because that was just a piece of history gone. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of the restaurants that close, I feel like it's like, a phoenix will rise from the ashes kind of thing. And closing is just one idea that you're moving on from. And some of the times it's these families, it's just, there's not another generation to take over the restaurant, and they got to close. It's done. It's kind of over. And those are sad stories. Or I always want to dive deeper into like, we're not making enough money, because I think at that point, I wish somebody in their lives would help them with the marketing and branding side. And we try our best when we do, and we go out, we highlight restaurants to support them by giving them a platform to market for free. And I really just feel like a lot of these places, if they just had somebody in their lives that was just helping them use the current technology, the current platform, these restaurants that have been there 30, 40 years, you know what I mean? That they're used to advertising in the white pages. And now it's like, oh, you have to make a viral TikTok video now. And they're like, how do you even, what is a TikTok?
Is that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if they have somebody in their life that can help them, I think that's really cool. But it is sad to see how many restaurants close, but like the Phoenix, something else will rise from those ashes, and it just starts another conversation and another thing. So it's the restaurant industry. There's opens and closes all the time. And
all the time. And
it keeps flowing. And I think talking about the openings and saying thank you for the restaurants that do close, but then always focusing on what's coming next too, is a big thing. And, because for however many restaurants close in a week, I bet you twice as many open that same week, especially in San Antonio right now. It's insane. Food trucks and restaurants that open, I can't even keep up with them.
Me either.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll drive by a place, and then a week later, I go by, and there's a new restaurant. It's strange.
It's crazy.
And you can never possibly try them all, but you're trying.
We're trying.
You'll get there.
We're attempting.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe never, but
Maybe.
but keep trying.
I'll keep trying.
Don't quit. What's the weirdest thing that you've ever eaten on camera?
Bad or good?
Let's go both.
Okay, bad was an experience. They did not make it on TV, so won't say the name of the restaurant. They're closed now.
Okay.
That is one phoenix. I hope that does not rise from the ashes.
What was the dish?
It was a chicken wing, and it was a peanut butter jelly chicken wing, and it already right. You're like
That
interesting.
does not sound delicious.
Right. And like, hey, spicy jalapeno jelly with a Thai peanut butter. You can get colorful, playful.
I can get on board with that. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
This was straight up Jiffy out the container.
No. No, really?
It's straight like Smuckers.
Chunky or smooth?
No, smooth. It was well, either one would have been fine in that situation. And so I go to take the bite of this thing, and the guy's looking at me. The poor, the chef that had made everything, he was sweating just bullets. And then I take the bite, and it was just completely raw in the middle. So I ate a raw piece of chicken with peanut butter and jelly on it. I'm gonna put that up as the worst thing I've ever had. Now, good, weird, and the raw oyster, quail egg, Masago shooter at the popular sushi restaurant right over here in Castle Hills.
Sushiana.
Sushihana.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest.
Love Sushiana.
That was a weird experience.
That's strange.
That was weird.
Do you really need all those things in the same shot?
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I also think sea urchin, uni. I think uni was so it was like all the slipperiest, slimiest, gooeyest, salty sea textures all mixed into one, and there was no like redeeming quality of like crunch or anything on there. And I did it. I did it. I gave A+ on the effort. Would I do it again? Probably not.
Probably not.
But it wasn't bad. Like I get it that that's a delicacy. I understand
it's just. Sometimes I think that these items end up on the menu just because.
Yeah. There's also an Ethiopian restaurant.
So people like us talk about it.
Yeah. There's an Ethiopian restaurant here in town. I think there's a East African restaurant, and so nice. The family was super cool. Everything about that experience was amazing. The food was wild. And look at that.
We lost logo. I guess it's like the little red light blinking whenever you're a comedian.
Say, are we done? Are we getting kicked out? The food's here. So I was eating over there, and I don't know if you're familiar with like that style of cuisine, but like it's like this. They have like a goopy texture, and like you kind of
eat
goop
it with your hands, don't you?
And you eat with your hands,
Yeah.
and then you kind of like grab the food and like you like kind of goop it in this like a paste almost, but it's kind of, and then you eat it.
Okay.
And that experience was so fun. It was super cool, but that was also a very different, very strange. It was goat meat that still had the skin on it, and possibly some what looked like maybe a little bit of hair hanging out on there, a little bit. And
have you ever said no to a dish? Did you just look down and go, yeah, I'm not.
You know
doing
what? I'm gonna try it once.
You're a brave person.
If this is a cultural delicacy, I will never say no. I'm gonna dive in, and
Okay.
I want to find out. Like, a whole country of people for hundreds of years said this was good. Let's eat it.
Got to find out why.
Yeah, I gotta find out
Gotta
why.
find out why.
But so I ate it, and you know what? It was outstanding, and I went in for more goat, and I loved it. It was so good. It was so good.
That's why you try new things, David.
That's right.
That's why you try new things.
Yes, it wasn't bad.
I've got so many more questions for you, but we're out of time. I do want to have you back. Will you come back sometime?
Man, you know what? You invite me back, I'm coming back. But I'm bringing food next time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that. We need to grab lunch sometime.
Yes, of course.
Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us today on the Bomba Pod. David Elder. Be sure to catch David Elder's. It's Elder Eats online.
Social
YouTube.
media. Yep.
Yeah. And Texas Eats still running.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a new show, actually. March of this year, 2026. We're live Monday through Friday on a show called Texas Eats Now.
Every day.
Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. It actually ran when we were doing this.
Okay.
So live in the sense that it runs live, but sometimes it's pre-tape live. And then the Saturday show that runs Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday night.
Very cool.
7 days a week, baby.
David, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Catch you next time on the Bomba Pod. Thank you for tuning in to the Bomba Pod. If this episode encouraged you, share it with a friend, post it, and help us spread the inspiration. Special thanks to our producer, Dennis Ayotte, and to our sponsors, Window World and PJ's Coffee of New Orleans, for helping make these conversations possible. I'm Martin Bomba, and remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and your impact starts now. Until next time, go out and spread some kindness. Make the world a better place. The views expressed on this show by the guest or the host may not reflect those of our sponsors.